Snoop came back the best one for the action, man.
Boy. We got motherfucking. Apparently, it's a Houston Grim Reaper, and he out here catching bodies like Vaughn.
I like Houston Grim Reaper.
They saying he the Houston Grim Reaper, folks. We gotta see it.
Now that the CIA made drill music so minorities would murk each other for no apparent reason, I would honestly not be surprised because some of the stuff that goes down with these crash out rappers like Will 10K is completely stranger than fiction.
It's the Grim Reaper, folks. My fault, chat.
Well, gang violence has always been crash out rappers like Will 10K is completely stranger than fiction.
Charged with murder after 9 people were shot while making a rap video.
Well, gang violence has always been a staple of life for many residents within Houston, Texas neighborhoods. It seems right now we might be at the height of a crash dummy epidemic that has never been seen before. Ever since drill music started to make waves in the early 2010s, we've seen rappers who apparently have bodies on their belt from taking out ops. But have we ever seen rappers that have killed random civilians for no reason at all? Because this current situation going on with local Houston rapper Guero 10K might be the first time we see a real life part-time rapper, full-time serial killer just on the loose.
Gang leader Christian Cavazos will spend life in prison. He killed 5 people in 4 months and pled guilty to it.
5 people, 4 families destroyed by 1 man.
With an astonishing 5 known bodies pinned on him, this dude might be the biggest Hall of Fame crash out we've ever covered on this channel. While his music somehow made waves with 13 million views after his crimes went viral, he became infamous within the state of Texas for 5 murders, 2 of which were on innocent grandparents that had nothing to do with the situation, and 1 of which on an innocent videographer just caught in the crossfire, and 1 attempted murder that left another rapper with part of his skull missing, bruh. It was to nobody's surprise that just yesterday, Guero 10K was finally
22.
That's it.
This is him now. This nigga hair done grew, goddammit. Sentenced to life in prison.
22. 5 people in the.
Damn.
sentenced to life behind bars, which ended a 5-year ordeal that wreaked havoc on the Houston, Texas community, as well as tore many families apart. With brazen shootings in 2019 that resulted in a domino effect that got Guero 10K locked up, today, in light of his life sentence being handed down in the Houston courtroom just hours ago, we got to get into the story of Guero 10K and the bodies that got him mandatory life sentence in Texas right now. In the description to go cop some that in the streets, it would most likely be get back for a previous scenario that pushed the killer to the edge. And this case of Guero 10K seems to be no different from the vicious cycle of violence that started with one death and ended with many. Guero 10K, aka Christian Cavazos, is a founding member of a Houston-based gang called 10K. The gang was a more renegade type set, having about 20 to 30 members who were all extremely active. Drive-bys were apparently commonplace, as were murders and attempted murders without an end in sight. The combination of poverty, gun accidents, drug dealing, funds, and just all-around fried activity allowed for this group of young men to turn into full crash-out shooters. While it's not super clear what caused the all-out gang war that made someone target loved ones and bystanders, apparently things started off all the way back in early 2019 when beloved 10K member BJ was allegedly killed back then. His death is apparently many believe was at the hands of a member of a rival gang called Cash Out and by an apparent shooter from the group named Spaz. Ever since that incident, it seemed like Guero 10K lost all his chill and went on a complete rampage, taking down body after body. Many believe that his first was walking down Spaz and get back for his friend. However, this body is not one that he got legal charged for. At the same time, Guero 10K was starting this tear throughout the city. Another rapper by the name of Cash Out Ace was starting to make a name for himself within the rap scene, having a close relationship to rapper Cap G, who was big at the time. Cash Out Ace, apparently looking to diss 10K, made a song with Cap G where he mentioned the beef and had some type of music video that had Guero 10K's ex-girlfriend. Later from that point, the internet beef turned into a real-life situation. Things took a turn for the worse after Cash Out Ace went on IG Live basically indicating he had a problem with 10K and Guero.
He be repeating showing the same shit.
Yeah, showing, that's what I'm saying. Like, these vids don't even be with probably too much editing. Niggas damn near be showing the same shit, folks. Like, man. And he just chatting. Look, we seeing the same clips.
We just chatting on this motherfucker.
It honestly might not make sense why he did this. Probably a combination of being armed, fried, and looking for clout for his music. It's needless to say, this was most likely the worst possible move and an elderly couple dead. Around 20 minutes before the police pulled up, at around 1:20 a.m., neighbors at the Francitas Drive area of Northwest Houston called police frantically after hearing dozens of shots in the front of their home. Police pulled up and saw an extremely gruesome scene with 3 people hit critically and an elderly couple dead. Around 20 minutes before the police pulled up, Romero and Rosalba Reyes were just pulling up to their house after being with Rosalba's mother as she just passed away in the hospital. They had a really long and exhausting night and just gotten into their driveway when a dark-colored Honda pulled up alongside their purple Charger and sprayed indiscriminately at it with their whole family in the car. Initially, Rosalba ran out of the car for her life and was gunned down immediately in the fire. Romero, seeing this, got out of the car to try to help her when he was then gunned down too. Their niece's ex-husband then ran from inside the house to confront the shooters, but he was then shot in the leg as the car had turned back around.
I'm thinking he accidentally killed the old people. No, he intentionally killed gunned down the bitch running. What the hell?
To make sure to finish
Over
the
a
job
girl?
in a crazy
In another
that sounds
nigga
like
video?
something out of a gangster movie, not something that would go down in a usually quiet suburb. The dark car sped off, and when police arrived, they tried to help those injured, but the ex-husband was the only survivor, with Romero and Rosalba being dead at the scene. For over 2 years, that shooting would go unsolved. Meanwhile,
I need to start acting like that. That's why I need to keep pushing me around.
He was thinking he somehow upped the score, and he had caught Cash Out Ace's grandparents lacking. However, those people had nothing to do with Cash Out Ace or Grail 10K's ongoing war at all.
They ain't even
just
such
random
thing as catching
bystanders
somebody's
at the wrong
grandparents
place
lacking.
at the wrong time. And in all actuality, it was this shooting that would allow investigators to put together the pieces with the Cash Out Ace shooting and another shooting to eventually catch all the members of 10K when one of them started talking, which we'll get into right now, the downfall. Shortly after the shooting that injured Cash Out Ace, the police were on 10K's trail quite heavy after they had multiple mistakes that allowed police to put together a timeline of events. At some point around 30 minutes after the music video shooting, the same black two-door Honda Civic was reportedly a part of another shooting when they pulled up on a man taking his trash and tried to take him out. Fortunately, the man survived, but as the shooters were in a hurry to get away from the scene, one of the men dropped their cell phone and left it at the driveway where they were shooting at the dude. At the time, the Harris County sheriffs arrived on scene. They discovered the phone and saw it was in recovery mode as people who had lost it were trying to use Find My iPhone to try to track it down. The police would then meet up with Cash Out Ace's brother, who was injured in the hospital from the music video shooting, and questioned him in the hospital after he was shot. He told them about the ongoing issues his brother Cash Out Ace had with the gang 10K, and said that Grail 10K and Rico 10K were threatening his brother online for months now, and even just hours before the shooting took place. After this conversation, they were able to get the FBI to
shot, nigga. Why are you saying any of that?
They found plans of him and other members organizing the shooting.
But they
One of the
didn't
people that
have
Grail
it.
was talking to on a Snapchat about the shooting had an email registered to Kevin Badillo. At the same time, they were able to identify the person's cell phone at the scene as Luis Santis, aka Rico 10K. It was at this point the FBI was able to track everyone's phone and ping them to the location of the music video shooting easily because they all brought their phones for some reason. On top of that, they were able to track another member's phone who was following Cash Out Ace after spotting him at the mall earlier that day and was giving information back to Grail 10K's phone as he organized the hit. Police were able to get toll booth footage of a black two-door Civic leaving the scene of the music video shooting at a high rate. And were able to track its whereabouts and find its Civic leaving the scene of the music video shooting at a high rate. And were able to track its whereabouts and find its vehicle information. They went searching for the owner of this car who had recently sold the vehicle to another person who sold the vehicle again, where it ended up in a junkyard. And when police found the car, it still had spent shell casings in it from multiple different shootings and other obvious evidence that linked them all to the crime.
They don't realize that was the sliding car. They sold it to more niggas who slide. They wasn't selling it to, hey, this car hot, y'all. Do what y'all need to do and get gone. All right, here go 200, bro. Just to go spin on some niggas. Y'all don't realize.
This shit.
This is crazy. Most spent Casings?
Police were able to look back at who was the owner of the vehicle at the time, and they found that Susanna Seguro, aka Kevin Badillo's mom, had purchased the car on a Facebook marketplace shortly before. This basically connected the case all together, and they were able to pin 10K on the music video shooting for sure. 2 years later, after that incident, on April 22nd, 2021, the FBI executed a search warrant on Guerrero 10K's home, where they found a Glock with a switch, along with pounds of weed, a bunch of lean, and an arsenal of guns that could take out a small army. I'm talking like 7 rifles. I guess bro had somehow gotten complacent, thought he was never going to get caught for anything because years had gone by, but by that time, the feds and the police had other plans. On September 21, police would later arrest Kevin Badillo on an arrest warrant and take him into questioning. Best believe bro got to talking expeditiously. I mean, look at this dude, bro. They got footage of him and bro's looking sad. You know, he's like damn near like how you eat Pepsi. Get that
a nigga got his arms in his
sleeves.
sleeves.
Bro was the dude that pulled up to the actual drive-thru and got a whole order from police, bro, because bro went to talking as soon as they asked him about it, and he told everything, even shit that didn't even have anything to do with the music video shooting. He admitted to being the driver of the music video shooting and owning the car that was used at the incident and the other shooting shortly after. He gave a play-by-play of pulling up to the
cold as hell, talking about, hey, I'm innocent, y'all got the wrong nigga.
Backseat. It said they aired out
what's
the
going
video
on
of
here?
Guerrero 10K
He's saying the same shit.
AK-47 spraying out the window as they were driving. Police also asked him if he knew about any information about the raid shooting, and this is where he broke down crying and told them that he knew about that too, and that was Guerrero 10K as well. He basically told the whole story of them being on the phone, as well as a direct aftermath where Guerrero 10K saw the shooting on the news and was happy because he believed they were Cash Out Ace's grandparents, even though they had nothing to do with the incident at all, which we said before. To make matters worse, best believe Guerrero 10K was dropping the most self-incriminating music videos as possible. He was seen rapping on IG Live with a song stating he spun the block and left about 4 dead, alluding to the music video shooting. On top of this, his previous video, which now has like 13 million views, had many of the guns which were later found to be connected to the multiple murders in it. All in all, I say this dude might be the biggest crash out we've ever seen on this planet. When he first got arrested after the SWAT raid, there was pretty much no chance he was going to be his case. The only thing he could fight for was his life, as Texas has the death penalty for capital murders. But fast forward to today, and somehow he was able to not get the death penalty, and on September 20th, 2024, officially pled guilty and was sentenced to life in prison for 5 murders with no chance of parole for the next 40 years, bruh. Honestly, this ended a crazy cycle of violence that at one point looked like it was gonna keep going, you know? Bro was just brazenly taking people out, taking out random civilians. If you think about it, the crazy thing about this dude, besides the fact that he went out and just killed people and then rapped about it indiscriminately, is most of the people that he murdered had nothing to do with the incident. You know, 3 out of the 5 people that got killed, maybe even more, 4 out of the 5 people, pretty much everyone that got killed were not his actual op. The one person that actually survived was his actual op. Everyone else was just collateral damage. Bro killed 5 people that were pretty much innocent, that had nothing to do with the
not a shooter. I
incident
don't know what he was rapping about, but it better not been saying shit like that.
But didn't even get to his op, which honestly is crazy in itself. And it's honestly kind of, I don't even understand how bro didn't even get the death penalty, because you would think that this type of dude that's just like a serial killer, the state would just want to kill him, because it's like, bruh. And on top of this, when he was fighting his whole case, bro had dead charges for like the switches and the different guns and being...
That's crazy. They like mushroom top. This was going on in Texas, though. That's what they saying. One day.
People. Yes, boy.
Yeah, that's OC. Grannies, OC.